Hi folks, I'm back. Let's see the date. This is Sunday, August 1st, 2021. And today I'd like to talk about journaling as a therapeutic tool for recovery. Journaling was an important tool for me. And it can be quite interesting too as you look back over the years in relation to the things you've written and how maybe your attitudes and the ways you interpret things change. Now, there are books out there on journaling. So if you're interested and you want to have a more therapeutic approach to journaling, then you could check out some of those books. I don't remember any off the top of my head, since it was decades ago that I had read any. And in relation to that, it was in the residential treatment facility that the idea of journaling as a therapeutic tool actually came into my awareness. And so to use it as such a tool, you wouldn't just be saying, I went to the store and bought a new hat. It looks good. It would be more, yeah, I bought the hat. I feel happy about it. But it would be more feelings oriented, because once you get to start writing out those feelings, that's kind of like a magical thing, I find hard copy, where I actually have that connection with what I'm writing, is for me therapeutically better than just typing it out onto a computer digitally. And there's been studies that may not relate to that directly, but do talk about how hard copy accesses aspects of our mind and brain and all that stuff in ways that digital copy doesn't. So that may be why I feel such a connection to the writing as opposed to the digital. So that may be something for you to consider. You may want to try both and see if maybe you get more in touch with your feelings if you're, actually putting it out. Now, quick tip. Whatever you write could at some time fall into the hands of someone you wouldn't want it to. So there's a thing, it's like, yeah, you want to write down your feelings and how you're feeling. And also, maybe even invest in one of those wall charts that have all the different faces on them that show all the different emotions. I'm going to make a quick note because I don't want to get away from what I was saying. In writing down your journal, thinking that it could at some time wind up in somebody else's hands. There will be things that I highly recommend you create your own code for, so you can express yourself, because you'll know what the code means. But when you make your code, make it in such a way that, in 20 years, if you do happen to look back at it, you know what the heck the code means. Don't make it so simple that a stranger could pick it up and figure out what you're talking about. So, 2 points there. You want to be able to express yourself in your journal. But at the same time, you don't want just anybody to be able to pick it up and figure out what you're talking about if you're talking about, sensitive topics. Okay? I read somewhere a long, long time ago, don't ever say anything or write anything down that you wouldn't be okay with ending up in every newspaper in the world. So if you wouldn't want it publicly shared, then make sure, even though your journal seems secure to you, maybe you even keep it in a safe, but it doesn't mean that someday that safe won't be opened, you know? And maybe you have it in a secure place online. Nothing online is really secure, you know? And if you're a public figure, in some way, shape, or form, perhaps it would be even more important for you to make sure whatever you share from your heart in relation to your feelings and your self-growth doesn't wind up, you know, in newspapers or whatever. So I feel I've made my point on that. Okay. And that's really something to, I would say, take seriously. You know, you want to be able to write your stuff down so you can grow through the experience of journaling, you know, in how you're feeling. And every day, and do this every day, make a habit of it, you know, make a habit of it. And here's an important feature that for me wasn't that easy, because I really had to kind of think about it, because I wasn't in touch with my feelings, okay? Somewhere in your journal writing for that day, write about how you feel in that moment. You know, sure, how you felt through the course of events of the different aspects of your day. Yeah, because that's a big part of it, how you feel, how you're feeling. It's huge. And it was kind of hard for me. I mean, it was hard for me. And because I was like so out of touch, I'd been like, you know, numbing myself for years. So one thing I found helpful at the facility I was at was on one of the walls, they had a chart of different faces. And there were a lot of them. And each face, it was a drawn face, represented like a different, what do you call it, like emotion, feeling, you know, happy, sad, embarrassed, angry, you know, so on and so forth. There was a whole bunch of them. And that was helpful for me, because sometimes I would look at it and go, because, you know, it's like, how am I feeling? I didn't even know. Really, I was out of touch, man. And getting in touch with how I was feeling was super important for me in my growth, because it's being self-aware. Self-aware. So I would recommend, go ahead, look online for a nice poster. I don't have a recommendation for you, but if you look online, maybe look, surf out, you know, feelings, faces, poster, I don't know, emotion, representation, poster. You can figure it out. You know, I was thinking about doing this video the other day, talking about what I'm talking about now. And I was thinking it might be really cool to ask my wife to create a poster with as many different feelings and emotions on it, with the faces like I'm talking about. And if we do that, I would sell it online, and I would have a link down here. I know I don't have a link here right now, because, you know, she's like crazy busy anyway, and I don't know if I can get her to do it. But, you know, she definitely has artistic talent. So, you know, if I did it, I don't think it would be that pretty. And it's easier for me to get her to do it. I mean, than it is to get myself to sit down and do it. If you're interested in what I'm talking about with the different emotions and feelings, and you want to write down in the comments what you would like to see on that poster, if I get a few comments with different ideas on, I'd like to see a happy face, I'd like to see a sad face, I'd like to see an embarrassed face, I'd like to see, I don't know, I'll have to surf out all the different ideas, because it's been decades since I looked at that poster once upon a time. I don't even, I guess I might have to surf out a poster just to make a poster. I think that's funny. Anyway, on a more serious note, yeah, that was an important tool for me to help me in my journaling to figure out how I was feeling, so I could write it down and maybe write about it. So yeah, journaling, super important tool. I guess that's all I wanted to say right now. Oh, the emotions faces poster that I was talking about. I didn't just use it for journaling. I mean, throughout the course of the day, in getting in touch with my feelings, because that was like a thing for me to get in touch with my feelings. I would look at it. I would be like, how am I feeling now? Which one fits me right now? Like that. It was important. So anyway, there it is. I hope in some way this has been helpful for you. I've always liked a special pen for journaling. Like, I always like my own tools, whatever I'm doing. And so a pen that I designate just for my journaling was like good for me. It's like, I pick it up, I know this is my journaling pen, I'm going to journal. And I also got a nice special book for my journal. And yeah, remember that thing about writing in code, but make sure it clicks in your mind so you know that, like in 10 years, whatever, when you read it, it'll still click and you'll know what you were talking about. Because looking back at our history when we've moved forward, it's like that in itself can be a huge tool. It's like, maybe I feel like I'm not doing anything. Maybe I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything in my life. But if I look back and I see how far I've come, oh my God, it's like huge. It took a lot to get here. And I need to stay in touch with that. Give myself those pats on the back, because it's a big deal. Once upon a time, people that didn't even know each other, like Bob didn't know Mary, Mary didn't know John. And yet in my life, once upon a time, these different people that I would meet could all agree on one thing. They were sure I was going to be dead by the time I was 21. And now it's like, Batman, I'm over 60, but I've been clean since 94. So these are my ways, these videos, of sharing with you. Go ahead, if you're interested, take a look at some of my other videos so you'll know what I'm talking about. But if I can get clean and stay clean, so can you. Please like and subscribe. That'll help me grow my channel. And leave a comment if you feel like this has been of benefit, because that's nice. It's like, yay, I helped somebody. Because yeah, I want to grow my channel, of course, but man, I know what it's like. So if I can do it, you can do it. That's all for now, and you can do it. Just don't give up. If you give up, you can't do it. Don't give up. I love you. Bye for now.